Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. SlipjointSawyer here. Just before we get started in the video, just want to say a big thank you to everyone that subscribed to my channel, liked my videos and commented. It's really humbling to have, well, at the time of recording this, I now currently have 521 subscribers. So there will be a 500 sub giveaway, and this will be for the UK and the US. So it'll be two separate giveaways. So there'll be definitely one winner in the US, and then definitely one winner in the UK/Europe, depending on where you are. John at Thrifty Knife has very kindly said he'd help me with that. So what I've done is I've ordered some knives from the US so that he's going to send out for me, and then I'll send out the UK one. So stay tuned for that. As soon as those knives drop, the giveaway will be starting, and I'll do an entry video. But until then, let's get on with the video. So today I have what I feel is the best all-round Victorinox Swiss Army knife, and it is this. It is the Black Explorer. I'll just tell you a bit why I think it is the best all-rounder. But first we'll take a look at the exterior. You're all probably very familiar with the Victorinox line. So it does have these sort of black cellulose scales with the logo just here and on the back. And there's not really much I can say about the fit and finish for Victorinox. It is, you know, it's one of the best companies out there for fit and finish. I don't know any really bad ones at all. But as you can see, this is a 4-layer design. So that basically just means you've got 4 separate layers with a tool on. So we'll do something a bit different with this one. We'll start with the external tools first. So you have the trusty tweezers there. Very good for getting any splinters out or picking up very small things if you're in a pinch. No pun intended. And then we have the toothpick this side. And because it's the black version, you get a black toothpick. Very useful if you get anything stuck in your teeth or anything like that. It can be useful as well for trying to locate where a splinter is. I have used it to sort of, you know, push the top of the splinter out and then grabbing it with the tweezers. And of course with Victorinox, they are advertising the keyring as a tool, but on mine I just have this little tiny lanyard, so when it's in my pocket I can just drag it out without having to sort of fish around for everything else. Along with that, you have the corkscrew. I'm not a drinker, so I've not actually used this for any wine bottles or anything like that, but I do use it for different sorts of things. So, you know, if I'm playing sport or something like that, you tie quite tight laces on your shoes, and it can be a bit of a pain to undo, especially if you've got short nails. So I sort of use this to sort of undo the knots, different things like that. I have sort of used it as well to start a hole in wood if I'm going to drill. You can just sort of like put the tip in and just sort of maneuver it round, and it does give you sort of a starting point, a bit like a punch. And then we have the parcel hook, another favourite tool of John and mine's at Thrifty Knife. We did do a recent video, the Slippy and Thrifty show on Felix Imler, of like, I think there's like 13 different uses for the parcel hook, and my favourite being threading a shoelace through a shoe. If the shoelace is frayed, you can sort of hook it round here and then just like drag it through the hole. Very good use for that parcel hook. And then the final one on the top here, you have the classic awl with the sewing hole as well, so you can sew things with this. Mainly leather work, or if you're going to sew a fishing net, this would also be very useful for that. You do have this nice sort of sharp edge on there. It does go through wood and leather with great ease, and that does have a nail nick on there as well, so you can easily pull it out. So we get on with the front tools as well, and then I'll get into my explanation of why I believe this is the best all-rounder. So on the front layer, you have the standard sort of can opener and small flathead screwdriver. They do advertise as well, if you put this in at an angle like this onto the screw, you can use it as a Phillips, as you get that sort of cross-headed bit there. As with Victorinox, you get that standard sort of 6 pull, I'd say, and no half stops on anything bar the next one I'll show you, and you know, you get the nice walk and talk too. So on this one, you get the half stop there, so you can use the wire stripper. Nice lock up on this one, and you get the flathead, the larger flathead Phillips, and the cap lifter there as well. And it does give you sort of nice leverage if you're lifting any caps off. And that big flathead screwdriver, you can probably see all the scratches on mine because this one gets used and abused, I'd say nearly on a daily basis. This one normally lives either in like my rucksack if I go for a walk or something like that, or basically if I go anywhere, this comes with me. And on to the reasons why I believe this is the best all-rounder. So you do have this magnifying glass on here, which I do find very useful, especially if I'm working on smaller. If I get a bit closer, you can see the magnification there. For I'm working on smaller modern knives with the tiny screws, my eyesight isn't the best, and this does help me, like, you know, sort of place it and locate it, so I'm not going to sort of round the screw or cross thread. Along with that, reading small print on the back of knife boxes or in little tiny leaflets, because for some reason they love to put it as small as possible. And for anyone under the age of 20, you're not going to be, anyone over the age of 20, you're not going to be able to read that. Your eyes are already ruined by then. So another favourite tool of mine, that is the magnifying glass. And then another great reason this one is as well is the inline Phillips screwdriver. For me, this makes the screwdriver on this tool far superior to any of the SAK knives that have it on the back here. I know the Tinker replaces the corkscrew with a screwdriver, but if you think when you're trying to screw with it, you've got to turn the whole knife like this and you can't really see what you're doing. Whereas as they put it in line, you can practically use it like a normal screwdriver. You can see what you're doing. It's nice and sturdy. It has a really secure lockup, and I think this is my favourite tool on this one. And as you can probably see, it's had loads of use. If I need to like do something up, or you know, a screw's come loose, rather than go and find a screwdriver, I know where this is. It's either on me or it's just on top of my tool chest where I keep all my knives. And that is my go-to for that. And then the final two layers are pretty standard for Swiss Army knives. So you have the nice big pair of scissors. Nice lockup on them, nice spring retention. These also have had a beating. They use them to cut open all sorts of packaging, even that like harder plastic packaging. They seem to just glide through it with ease. Excellent tool there. And you can see it's a newer model as well, because the older ones, they did come with the scissors were screwed together with a very small hex screw, and that would have a tendency to come loose, but they fixed that by peening it in there with a brass pin. Much better in my opinion. Nice snap on that as well. And then the final layer on the back, you have the standard nice little pen blade. The pen blade I haven't used as much, as I would normally just use a larger spear. But you can see there is a nice edge on there. It's that really nice, it's sort of like semi-satin finish that Victorinox do. It's sort of mildly polished. Nice little clean pen blade. Really do like that. And then on the final blade, everyone knows this one. It is the big sort of spear point / drop point blade that you get from Victorinox. And this was the one with the tang stamp on. So you can see there it says Victorinox, Swiss made, stainless. And then on the back you have the Officer Swiss. So this is one I picked up from Dan at Blade Bridge. So this is a second-hand Swiss Army knife, but it's fantastic quality. He made sure it was all cleaned out and the tools are all sharpened and ready for use as soon as I received it. And I've not had to put my own edge on here at all. I just strop it after I've used it, and the blade is absolutely fantastic. This is also a 91mm SAK. I forgot to mention that at the start, but that's my preferred size for a SAK. For me, it just seems to fill the hand much nicer. You can get it, it just naturally fits my hand, and the way I grab it, I just grab like that, and I know my finger is on the kick of the blade, my thumb's on the top at the back, and then my other three fingers are grabbing towards the lower 2/3 of the knife, and I'm securely locked in there. The blade's not going to close on me because my finger's on the kick, and I can just do whatever work I need to do. So there we go, guys. That's my sort of review and why I think the Explorer is the best all-round Swiss Army knife. I hope you enjoyed this video. Please be sure to like, subscribe, and ring that bell for notifications, and keep an eye out for the 500 sub giveaway coming soon. Have a wonderful day. Peace out.